Our presentation is about a piece of research which we've conducted in the last few months. And even though we are presenting preliminary findings here, I'd invite you to scan this QR code or follow the link to the Padlet, where you can access information and resources about this project and also add any questions or comments. And do watch to the end of the video because I have an invitation for you. We know that discussions about ChatGPT and generative AI platforms have, in general, been very teacher-centred. It's been about educators finding ways to thwart students' use of them or using them as time-saving devices for themselves. The student voice has, with some honourable exceptions, been largely missing. And as academics who teach and as academics who support colleagues in their teaching, we thought students were probably using ChatGPT, but we didn't know how. So, like good academics, the first thing we did was get ethical approval for some research.
Our research questions were: what are students' attitudes and experiences of using AI tools such as ChatGPT in their studies? And do students perceive AI tools such as ChatGPT as personally empowering or emancipatory? We asked students to post anonymously on an Amnesty Padlet about their experiences, thoughts, and any comments they have about the use of ChatGPT. They were also able to read other students' posts. Students were invited via QR code on posters, leaflets, and digital signs and had to step through a consent form to get the link to the Padlet. And all posts were moderated by the research team before approval. Limitations of the design were that we could not verify who posted or how many were by the same person and whether these were ChatGPT generated posts, apart from those that said they were. Now moving on to data collection.
The Padlet board was open for posts from March to May 2023 and 43 posts were made. Overall, they showed nuanced views of using ChatGPT and provide rich data, capturing the complexity of AI's impact on learning and assessment, as well as on the value of degrees. They also show the range of divergent experiences, views, and opinions of students related to AI and its use. In our analysis to date, we can see a number of overall themes emerging of how students use and view ChatGPT. They use it to support their thinking and writing. They're aware of ethical issues with ChatGPT. They're navigating its affordances. They use it as a dialogue partner. They find it offers them timely support. And finally, they know that it has implications for learning and for their future work, and they want to be taught how to use it well. We'll now discuss the findings in each of these themes in more detail.
Support for thinking and writing. As we would likely expect, students highlighted AI and ChatGPT as a key tool used by them to support their thinking and comprehension of topics, concepts, and theory, as well as helping them structure, format, and get started with writing. This includes supporting learners with spelling and grammar in a similar manner to software such as Grammarly. Ethical awareness. From the posts, there is an element of students developing as critical beings. They have taken action in using AI based on their reflections and knowledge of the university, their own needs, and what the AI can do. Students can be seen to be enacting what Ron Barnett terms critical being in critiquing the ethics of the university and the tool at the same time, while being cognizant of the benefit of its ethical use for learning and the extent of its use. The data suggests that some student participants feel that universities in their courses of study should embrace AI, use it in teaching, and also prepare students effectively for life beyond university by teaching students how to use AI responsibly and ethically, given its global cross-sector impact. Navigating affordances. Post suggests that learners are navigating between the affordances, the good and the bad, of the technology and its limitations, such as common errors and regurgitation of dated, inaccurate or biased sources. Yet there is some acknowledgement that learning to use the technology will aid students' learning, and there is some awareness that the AI outputs need to be critically reviewed by their human users, which in itself is a key part of learning and of university study. Developing such critical evaluative capacities can potentially be aided by working with AI tools such as ChatGPT.
Socio-technical dialogues. Some of the responses from students suggest there's a relational aspect to their use of AI and its functionality, with students ostensibly perceiving themselves as being able to near interact with AI or ChatGPT, where it provides feedback or responses to questions or prompts in a sort of pseudo-social dialogue, where the AI is perceived to act, to an extent, as a virtual lecturer or source of feedback. AI use for some learners appears to be providing a technologically mediated, interactive source of support to explain topics, clarify comprehension, or provide some sort of feedback, such as suggestions for improvement, though with the quality, accuracy, or authority being questionable. Empowering timely support. Posts suggest that students use AI as a means to gain timely support for their academic work or assessments, which appears especially helpful when academics are unavailable or slow to respond. In this way, utilising AI as a source of support can be seen to an extent to empower and/or help students in establishing a level of agency or autonomy for their own learning and development in the absence of academic support from tutors, lecturers, or peers. There is, it appears, a critical theoretical perspective at play, where students could be seen to use ChatGPT as a way of overcoming the power dynamics in education, for example, where feedback or support is mediated by the institution and academic staff, and is given at a time and in a format which suits them, rather than the learners themselves. Using AI in this way could be perceived to provide a level of autonomy or empowerment of the individual learner. So AI is providing an autonomous yet semi-dialogic element which can be used by learners to seek more timely, non-judgmental support, direction and feedback, allowing them to progress with their learning or assessments. Our final theme is implications for learning. Student respondents are clearly thinking critically about the impact of AI and the paradigm shift it presents for society and many sectors, including education. Some posts urge universities and programmes to embrace AI, to engage with it in learning, to consider and problematise its impact on learning. Students make the case that teaching effective professional use of generative AI can be seen as an extension of information, digital or academic literacy, something which will arguably become an even greater competency required by learners for the shifting and complex world they need to effectively engage with and navigate, and where such a critical understanding of things, such as AI, will only aid their agency within the world. This suggests it is incumbent upon us to engage with AI, to problematise this for educational purposes, and to see how we can integrate AI into curricula and assessments in a meaningful way.
Generally, student responses on their use of ChatGPT has been widely similar, as a number of them have expressed how the AI tool helps them generate content to kickstart ideas in completing their coursework. One of the student responses at just concluded examination was, "I have used it to simplify my work and reports, and it's really a game changer for adaptive learning." Another student expressed how the AI tool has been an empowering timely support to completing their dissertation. So to maintain academic integrity, lecturers must begin to consider developing more personalized assessments, as it was reflected in a recent article how ChatGPT, in its own response to a prompt, alluded to its inability to fully replicate the expertise and real-world experience that human teachers bring in the classroom.
As one participant said, the cat is out of the bag. And what has made some students feel more empowered has made some parts of academia feel less powerful. Maybe certain gatekeeping practices are being challenged. This is a conversation that's much longer than this project, and that's why we'd like to invite you to download our resources, look through our research methodology, and consider doing your own version. Our methodology is openly licensed and our data will also be open. We would love to build a wider longitudinal data set across different institutions in the next year so we can develop robust and meaningful recommendations for higher education in this area. These are our contact details, and don't hesitate to get in contact to talk more. And here's the QR code to the Padlet in case you missed it the first time, where you can also add comments, questions, or even your contact details if you'd like us to follow up with you.